What can I say? Sometimes it's easier that way. And what can I do?
Other systems that are there more for the setting than the gameplay, but this is a case of because of how the setting works, it's less about the gameplay. Call of Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm.
With Call of Cthulhu, the setting is what will kill you.
Yes.
You're not going to last long enough to advance to be anything important, and that's the point.
It runs on kind of the RuneQuest system. But yeah, I remember when we were playing Call of Cthulhu, and our friend, I'm not going to use his name. I'll use Tony's name because I know he doesn't care. But some of the guys, they might care that I'm busting out these weird stories. But we were doing a campaign and we were investigating this house. And the door's like, okay, door's stick. It's like, I'm going to kick the door open. So he kicks the door open. And there's suddenly a loud noise, and our friend no longer has his head.
Because there was a shotgun trap. Yeah. He was honestly, he was the lucky one.
Yeah.
Because in Call of Cthulhu, you die, or you go horribly, horribly insane.
I think one of the members ended up with some kind of minor trauma from seeing his friend's head get turned into fertilizer for the lawn.
I know if I would have saw that, I would have thrown my hands like, F this, I'm out.
I would have probably had to find a change of pants, that's for sure.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, he as soon as he said he opened the door, he was like, I screwed up.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He realized it the moment it happened.
Just part of it was the DM went, wait, so you just opened the door?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Damn it. Yes, yeah, he forgot about.
Whenever your game master says something like that, you know you screwed it.
Yeah, I have a lot of game books, but my brother has played. I have with wife and kids. I don't get to play as much as I want to, so he has a lot of my game books. So I have books that aren't here that he probably has. Speaking of Call of Cthulhu, RuneScape, and Call of Cthulhu uses the kind of RuneQuest. Which one's the video game? Is that RuneScape or RuneQuest?
I would say RuneScape.
Okay.
I know RuneScape is a video game.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if RuneQuest was a video game.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, because it's not as well. Also, RuneQuest open gaming license as well. So you can use this. Actually, it's a really, really solid system. It's predominantly skill-based, percentage skill-based. Combat takes a little getting used to, because both one player rolls an attack, one player rolls a defense, and depending on who got a success, depends on, like, if both players get a success, it's like a grazing blow, and if one player gets a success and the other player gets a miss, it's a block or a hit or a parry based on how the successes work. It takes a minute to get used to. Play a couple of combats, and it really works. It makes the combat feel like more than hit, get hit, hit. That a lot of these games combats fall into. That feels like you're parrying and dodging and blocking with weapons. Yeah, RuneQuest it's a really solid system. And I have a pirate version because I like pirate themed games, but man, it's just really hard to find a good pirate themed game.
I know there's some games in my dad's old game chest. I'm not familiar with their systems, but just for gaming history, I have to mention Traveller.
Yeah.
Traveller's an old sci-fi one.
Where the computers and the computers and the starships are far less.
Yeah, we far and above caught up with the technology described in Traveller.
Yeah.
But if you can ignore that and just say that they are super advanced and shut up.
This is more powerful than a starship in Traveller. I'm not kidding. This is more powerful.
I remember Traveller had some pretty decent suits of powered armor.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
But I think most modern versions of Traveller just do the alternate history We didn't invent supercomputers and cell phones and all this stuff. I think that's what most of the modern versions of Traveler. Which I like.
If they
that.
don't
Okay
just say, "Shut up, we're not going to give detailed descriptions of what these computers can do anymore," they're just high tech. Shut up. Yeah, but yeah, it was interesting.
Well, this is one that I thought of that's been around for a while. I don't know if it's connected to Rift War or not. It seems to be in the same vein. Warhammer.
Oh, the Warhammer system.
Warhammer and Warhammer 40k.
That's a lot more military tactics because of the figurines and the...
I have a Warhammer role-playing game book. Never played it.
Well, I believe there is a essential settings or rules books for both systems which don't involve the giant tactical board map and all that.
The role-playing game I had doesn't have the tactical board map.
Most of the things that Warhammer and 40k are famous for is the giant miniature battles.
Yeah, same with MechWarrior.
Yeah.
My problem with Warhammer, honestly, is it's so grimdark, but it doesn't feel like a parody. It just feels like Rob Liefeld and what's the crazy dude who wrote Sin City? Frank Miller. It feels like Rob Liefeld and Frank Miller had an emo baby that went through like a rebellious goth phase. But it's just like so dark, but it doesn't feel like funny parody dark. It just feels like trying too hard dark. That's you 40k people out there who play, by all means, tell me I'm wrong, because I didn't delve deep into the system, but that was my first impression. Maybe once you delve deep enough into it, it is some kind of weird self-parody.
But I just like some of the characters that come out of it. My favorite being the God Emperor of Mankind.
Savior to us all.
I love the character and the idea behind it. He's a literal human who became a god.
We're gonna have to split this into 2 parts, aren't we?
Maybe. We'll see.
Probably.
But once we're on the topic,
At least 2.
we had the MechWarrior role-playing.
Oh, yes.
I love the MechWarrior world. I wish the system was easy to use or something.
I like the system. Mech combat had one unforgivable problem. You couldn't aim your blasts. You fired, and whatever body part on the opponent's mech you hit...
Yeah, for gunnery being a skill, it really didn't make... You didn't feel like you were being accurate.
It didn't... Well, like, a lot of the gunnery skill was if you hit or not.
Yeah.
And I know that if you got a certain threshold, you could shift the target a little bit, but it just wasn't enough. Like, fights drug on forever, because it's like, I hit your arm, hit your leg, hit your body, hit your other arm, hit that first arm again, body, leg. And you're just like, I just want to hit something meaty! Like, there's tactics to hitting body, with Rune Blast does, where you... Body parts have hit points, and you can target arm. You target their arm, they don't go down, but they lose access to that arm. You target their leg, they lose that. And there's tactics to that. So, like, being able to aim, like, your Atlas. Okay, well, you're fighting an Atlas, you're not going to tear it. If I've got a medium mech and I'm fighting an Atlas, I'm not going to blow it up.
No.
But maybe...
You better have a mech that can dodge if you're fighting an Atlas.
Maybe I can get its leg and immobilize it so I can escape. So there's tactics in that, but the game as it was, it just kind of felt like you were just spraying damage all over.
Like, maybe the later systems got improved that?
Maybe.
I don't know. I've only played the older systems. I don't really know.
That's another one that's far more popular based on
the big battles.
Tabletop games, which is fine. They're fun enough, but I'm just not a miniature war gamer. You want to go to some weird stuff?
Oh, sure.
Sure. Snits, bunnies and burrows.
Never played it.
Never played them.
Big Eye, Small Mouth.
Big Eye, Small Mouth.
Alright, so I'll shift where I was going to go. Yeah, we had, what, the 3rd and 4th edition, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
Josh had the 3rd edition. It's a book about that big. They call it the Tri-Stat system, Mind, Body, Soul. 3rd edition was fun.
Yeah.
4th edition was
I think they tried too hard.
unbalanced mess.
They tried to include too much.
I wanted a character that could shrink, and it cost me like 400 points. Two of our friends became Emperor of the World for like 30 points. Emperor of the known universe for like 30 points.
One of these things is not like the other.
We had one character in the one game we played, and I enjoyed the game. I think the setting was much more fun than the actual role-playing game, but we were playing like this weird anime multiverse Avengers thing. I got to play the Guyver, which was fun, but...
You're like hopping around fixing plot holes or something.
Yeah.
It was...
But I remember the one we had... the one friend, he had one like Steel Angel, like a Steel Angel Kurumi, and the armor was so thick, his armor rating was so high, and it was simple, and it was a base. He used a template to start the character, so it's not like he was breaking anything. Enemies either killed us, and if enemies hurt us, they couldn't scratch him, and to even do the minimal bit of damage was a one-cut kill for the rest of us. My character even had very light armor and regenerative abilities, but if it didn't bounce off his carapace, and if it did enough damage to get through his armored carapace, it would one-shot literally anyone else in the party. Balance issues, but I think the heart of the system is good. Josh has this book. It's Dragon Ball Z role-playing game.
I remember when I got that in a North Carolina store in Fayetteville? By Fort Bragg.
Go ahead and talk about the system for a minute, Josh. I want to see something real quick.
I'll talk about where I got it from, because it's a friend of the family worked that owned this place. It was called the Hobbit Hobby Store. Oliver Horick was the friend of the family, and it's the Hobbit, and the dude looks like Gandalf. I don't know if he still runs it or if he passed it on to his kids at this point, but yeah, dude looks like Gandalf, and he ran a hobby store called the Hobbit. And I got that book from there.
Yeah, I looked at the credits. I didn't see a playtester. I didn't see anybody credited as a playtester.
Oh, big friggin' surprise! But it was interesting how they ran the system, because it's like experience was your power level, and you bought what you did with your power level. And there's potential, but it also could go wrong so easy.
Well, one of the issues is you roll a d6, and if you roll a 1, 2, or 3, I believe, you're human, and you might as well just go sit in the corner and fuck yourself, because that's all you're worth. If you rolled like a 4 or 5, you could be human or Namekian, and Namekians were like humans, except for they could expend some of their ki to regenerate damage, which is great. You're just better than a human. Or you rolled a 6, you could be Saiyan, in which case you might as well just... Well, I mean, I guess it fits for Dragon Ball Z. You're the main character, because you're just more powerful than everybody.
Yeah, because fuck anyone who's not a Saiyan.
Basically what Saiyans got was they got just bonus to experience points. Their power level just grew faster than everybody else.
You progressed faster, which was bullshit.
Yeah. Like you said, there's potential here.
Yeah.
It's just...
You could have done a lot more by giving anyone anything other than Saiyans.
Yep.
It's like they were saying there was going to be an expansion that included aliens and androids. I don't know if that ever happened. It probably didn't. Probably didn't fix anything.
It probably never happened.
Yeah, because it might not have sold well enough for it to happen.
Like, honest to God, like, as far as I know, Josh, you're the only, even in, like, online communities, you're the only person I've ever met that has this. So, Josh, you have a unique, beautiful mess right here.
Cherish it.
You want to get really fucking weird?
Yes.
We've talked about systems that are mostly role-playing. Boom. This one is a system that actually can punish you for trying to follow the rules.
Believe it or not.
You know what's truly crazy about this? That for an attempt to make a system that's unbalanced and unfair to the player, this is probably one of the most balanced and fair systems I have seen. This is which edition? The 5th edition of Paranoia. And they've had, I think they're on like 8 or 9 at this point.
Yeah, they've gone through a few.
But yeah, you're in this thing called Alpha Complex. You're a clone in Alpha Complex. You go on missions for your friend computer, and you try to make everybody else look bad and make yourself look good. So you rank up. You don't level up. You rank up. It's different because you never really get that much better. Usually, if you get better, you got worse somewhere else, or will get worse somewhere else down the line.
It's called Paranoia for a very good reason.
Because
that's what you've got to have to survive here.
The players are out to get each other, but not overtly, because that's murder. And the DM's out to get the players, but not overtly, because that's not fun. Many systems are not players versus DM, because the DM holds all the cards. This one is, but that's part of the fun. Like, seriously. I'm trying to see if it has a price on it when you buy. No, it doesn't have a price. Probably $20, $25, maybe $30.
Something like that.
This system is fun, and like I said, they talk in the very beginning. They talk about how the game's unbalanced and unfair, but it's kind of better balanced than most games I've seen. Honestly,
I do have a story about that. It's after our experience playing it. We have a friend who knows me well enough, and I am such a psychological DM and everything that all I have to do is say, I'm thinking about starting a Paranoia campaign. He's like, no.
I won't play Paranoia.
Paranoia is super fun. Don't get it traumatized over it.
He's mostly just antsy about playing with me because he knows I'm so good at picking through everything.
Paranoia is so darn fun.
Paranoia is fun. I kind of got... I'll mention one real quick called Fiasco, and it's less a role-playing game and more of a community of storytelling. A real small book. It's... The idea is how you roll a pool of dice, and then those dice will be attributed, like, okay, you don't play a character, you play a narrative. So it's like, okay, these two characters are brother and sister, and these two characters are work rivals, and these two characters are work rivals over a product, and then players go around the table and take turns narrating scenes like in a movie. And it's just a really good example of creative storytelling. And I've read through the book for Don't Rest Your Head. It looks like a fun system to play one-on-one or one-on-two, but I wouldn't recommend it for big groups. But, superheroes are popular now.
Yeah.
So let's go into this. This is kind of a mess of a system, honestly.
The hero system?
This is a less refined version of Mutants and Masterminds. Play Mutants and Masterminds instead. It's interesting. There's so I have an issue with systems where you get 9, 10 core statistics. This one has 30 core statistics you have to worry about.
Yeah, that's too much.
Wow.
It is. Strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, ego, presence, offensive combat value, defensive combat value, offensive mental combat value, defensive mental combat value, speed, physical defense, energy defense, recovery, endurance, body, stun. That's 17. Okay, 17. 17 core statistics.
We'll have to crank through this as soon as we have one power bar left.
Cool. All right. Marvel Universe. Interesting game. You don't use dice. You get effort. Tokens for effort. You move.
It's more resource management rather than random chance.
Unfortunately, the game has one major issue, and that is dice pools or energy pools are so small. Getting anything, putting any statistic over a 5 is almost useless. I want to talk about my favorite system. I don't know where my book is. It's Mutants and Masterminds. Play Mutants and Masterminds. It's the best. It's just the best. And the mutants, I have DC Universe Mutants and Masterminds book, which is great. You want to play a superhero, but you know what? You don't have to play a superhero because everything in the game is based on special effects. So, in a superhero campaign, I have electrokinesis. I can shoot lightning. In a fantasy, you want to do a fantasy campaign? It's the same thing, except it's a lightning bolt spell. In a modern campaign, it's a taser. In a sci-fi campaign, it's a lightning rifle. There's no hit points. How it works is when you get hit, you get status ailments, you get staggered, you get stunned, you get your defenses drop. There's no hit points, which gets rid of the above 1 and I'm still good.
You're taken out of a scene instead of actually dying or whatever.
And it's seriously, if you people, anyone who has any issue, there's some issues, it can get a little complicated, character creation. Play Mutants and Masterminds. That's all I'm saying. Don't play Know Your Role. That game is the worst I've ever played. It is the most unbalanced, awkward, it's a wrestling role-playing game, and it is the most unbalanced, awkward, stupid game I have ever played.
We really need to finish that 4th edition based wrestling game.
Yes. Buy Mutants and Masterminds. Play Mutants and Masterminds. Support Mutants and Masterminds. All you people out there playing 5th edition, try Mutants and Masterminds. It uses a super stripped down D20 system. It's just better than 3rd edition, 4th edition, 5th edition Pathfinder. Play Mutants and Masterminds.
To end on a horrible note, don't play Fatal.
No, play Fatal. Just
I think everybody needs to at least once.
Just once play Fatal.
And put it on your resume, get messed up, get paid. I don't know. Whatever. Go to job, get paid.
And play Mutants and Masterminds.
Yeah.
I cannot stress that enough.